Going on today, we're going over a budget meeting. So my wife and I try to sit down monthly and have a budget meeting. Sometimes they get skipped, and sometimes they get skipped for a few months, and the next thing you know, you're spending more money than you actually make. And now that we have a serious financial crisis going on in the whole world, we have gas being doubled, we have food prices being doubled, my business, my expenses are being doubled. And so my whole budget is completely way off, and we are bleeding out. We are spending way more money than we are actually making. So my wife and I sat down and did a budget meeting. Now, for the budget meeting, we basically go off of a sheet that I don't have right here, but you can print this sheet off at Dave Ramsey. Budget PDF tools are free, and it breaks down basically what we have written down here on the board. And so, guys, I'm going to be open with you. I'm going to share with you. I've made mistakes in finances. I've done things with credit cards, and I've done things over there and spent money in the wrong area. I bought those cryptos and it failed. And that's part of doing finances. That's part of making money. That's part of trying to be an investor. That's trying to start your own business. And so don't be afraid if you've made mistakes with money. My whole point for today is to go through a quick budget meeting with you guys. So because during this time that things get more expensive, it can be really nerve-wracking. So you have to know how much is coming in and how much is going out. And so for our budget, the first thing we're going to look at is our giving. And our giving section would be if you're tithing to a church, if you're giving to another ministry. This is like a whole God box for us. We have a certain online group that we give to. We have an Old Testament, Torah, Hebrew that I'm studying. We have a teruma that we're paying to somebody. And so that covers about 5% of our income right now. There are some other gifts that we give to some other areas, but that is also my budget for that's giving. So we always start off with giving first, because in the Bible it talks about your first fruits, those things that you give first. And so in second, we pay ourselves. And so we come over here and Zenkia gets $50, I get $50, and our savings and our investments get to $135. Usually that's what we come out to. That's about 5 to 10% of our income as well. And we pay ourselves second. So you gotta have a little pocket money, because the wife may need a little bit of makeup, and I may need to pick up some a new tool or something else that I want. So I need for whatever I've got going on. And so you gotta have some pocket money for that. Otherwise you blow your whole budget, right? Next up, the major stuff, the housing, the bills that you gotta pay to survive. So this is the bread and butter of it, guys. You would be surprised that once you start writing down what you actually need to pay, what you need for survival, then you will see that you actually probably have a lot more money than you realize. And so your first thing is your mortgage. Well, mortgage in French is called death note. That's what that really means, your mortgage. And if you have a super high mortgage and a high payment, it can really be painful on you and cause you death. So we have our mortgage, we have electricity, we have propane, I have a roof that's not turned on yet, so I don't owe that yet. Water, because my well's broken, so I need to fix my water. I'm paying like $300 a month in water around here, which is really high. I also have a trash bill because I'm not on the city, so I have to have a private company come out and pick up my trash. I have internet, I have cell phone. That makes up about 45% of my income. That makes up 45% of my income, guys. As that comes out, then I move over to my food. Normally for a family that this size, we should be spending about $1,000 to $1,500 a month in food. We are lucky to have in our area, we have a food bank near us, and that food bank loves us, and every month we used to go down there and give food. Well, since we usually spend about $1,000 on food every month, and that would help us out with about $500, but since the price of food has doubled, for me to even sort of make budget, we are going there every week now. So if you guys are in a financial situation, try to find a place that has a food bank that will give out some food that may help you guys out to cut your budget down.
Food pantry, yeah.
Huh?
A food pantry.
A food pantry, right. And also, I eat out for work. I used to, when I first started my business, I was eating peanut butter sandwiches every day, and I built my pool business by eating peanut butter sandwiches, me and my buddy Rob. And then I got to the point where I was able to buy my own lunch every day, and I started eating fried fish and carne asada burritos and chimichangas. But coming back to something, I may have to cut my lunches out, right? And so gas has doubled. I used to pay $400 a month in gas. Now I'm up to $1,000. Repairs, car insurance, life insurance, ID theft insurance, gun insurance. Insurance saves you from something stupid happening and losing all your money. So for very little money, for $1 a month, I have attorneys on hand that if I ever got a situation where I had to protect myself with a weapon, that I have attorneys that will help me out of that situation. Next, entertainment. This is where you really want to look to be cutting some bills at, guys. How many of us have Amazon, HBO, Disney? Well, it's time to get rid of HBO. I already got rid of Disney as soon as they started acting stupid. But Obi-Wan's back on.
Obi-Wan, yeah, Obi-Wan's back on.
Turn it back on for Obi-Wan. Okay, we're gonna turn it off as soon as Obi-Wan's over. But anyways, and then also we have a family outing. We all do jiu-jitsu. This is a big expense for me. This is a big expense for our family. We sort of consider it part of our homeschooling program. It's also our gym exercise for my wife and I to stay in shape and stay healthy. This should be about 5 to 10% of your income. I'm way over budget on this area here, and this may have to get cut. So we're talking over here now.
Oh shoot, I hope not.
This is where I make mistakes. I have a lot of credit card debt, and credit card debt will kill you guys. And I'm telling you, I use credit cards to start a lot of businesses, to make business trips, to make bad decisions, and it never worked out for me, and so now I'm paying the price. So I gotta take care of the credit card debt. My total monthly income is $6,473. I'm only making $5,400. The average small businessman makes $60,000 a year, and I'm no different. I'm an average small businessman. I make about $60,000 a year after I get done paying expenses. Who knows exactly where it's at now? So anyways, I'm in the red. I'm negative $1,000 every single month, and I'm freaking out as a dad. I'm freaking out as the provider for my home. I'm responsible for 9 people around here, a bunch of animals and dogs, and I'm bleeding out. So my savings is dwindling down, and extra jobs do come in for my pools, and so that makes up for that. But on average, this is what I get in on my business. Now, if you have a salary job, you have a W-2 job, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to budget every month because you know exactly what you're getting. And so this can fluctuate for me. I also have a side hustle with my crypto mining business, and that used to make me $500 a month. Right now, cryptos are down, so I'm only making about maybe $100 a month. And so I'm going to have to turn off my machines because they're not making any money. They're costing me money in electricity, which is killing me right now. So how do I solve my problem? Well, I start making my lunches. There's $300. Maybe I will fix my well. There's $300. Maybe I will stop investing. There's $100. So I'm $600, $735. If I get rid of some HBO, some Disney, if I cancel out something else, maybe I lower my cell phone service, guys. It'll kill you guys. Maybe you have to get a prepaid phone. Save $100, $50, get a prepaid cell phone. But if all lost, I may have to cut out some jiu-jitsu out of my family for 6 months. It's better to be able to eat, pay your bills, and have electricity than it is to be able to do this.
And with a second job, what we talked about.
That's the other option.
For
maybe
the remote.
The kids go back in school and the wife gets a job. Maybe I go to
a remote job. A remote job.
Maybe you gotta find a second job. There's nothing wrong with having 2 jobs, guys. In fact, most people that ever come up have 2 jobs. And while everybody's watching TV and playing video games, you could be out making extra money delivering pizza, $1,500, $2,000 a month delivering pizza, and you could use that money to pay off some debt or to make some investments in some cryptos, or do things to pay bills to get you through this time. So guys, if you have any ideas, I'm sure some of you guys are much more experienced in making money than I am. Some of you guys are making less than I am.
Or you can just give to the ministry.
Well, we also have the nonprofit, the ministry.
We have the ministry. This is what we're doing.
So we can work on all that. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully this helps you out. Times are crazy. You've got to tighten your belt. You've got to pray to God. You've got to ask for some wisdom, and He will move and guide and direct you. If you live somewhere where there's nowhere to make any money, you might have to move. So it's between you and God. He should lead and direct you guys. It's your relationship with Him. Good luck to you guys. Love you guys. See you on the other side. Oh, you got a toy.